A few years ago, I tried running a fun little game show, StarCraft Jeopardy! It was an enjoyable experience where people competed to answer trivia about StarCraft lore and mechanics. But for the second episode, I made a huge mistake. I invited on Subsourian.
What is the Oracle? What is the Infested Terran? What is the Viking? What is the Void Ray? What is Endion? What is the Zelnaga Caverns?
It was a slaughter. If you don't know who Subsourian is, he's StarCraft's resident lore wizard, administrator of the StarCraft wiki, and if you ever ask any social media about the StarCraft story, he's probably the one that answered you. And as soon as he annihilated the competition, I knew I had to make a game show specifically for him. A quiz so oppressively difficult that it might stump the StarCraft lore master himself. And this is what happened. So today, what I did was I tried to make a quiz that is hard enough for Subsourian, which means that for the rest of us, the rest of the other 7 billion of us on the planet, almost 8 billion, I guess, we're not going to stand a chance, but we're really here to just see how far can Subsourian go.
I am deeply frightened.
So we're gonna start with a very, very easy question just to see exactly what this quiz is going to be like. What planet was Jim Raynor born on?
Shiloh.
That is absolutely correct. Shiloh is a planet that has never been mentioned in game. Only a few books and comics from 2010 to 2013 have actually ever mentioned Shiloh, and he instantly knew it, and none of you did.
And not only that, so they have like the Wings of Liberty like planet section of like all the important planets of the StarCraft universe. And for some reason, this one's there. It's like Braxis, it's like Korhal, Ire, and Shiloh, which is okay.
All right. Okay. So part of this, I'm going to explain the rules, is that this is hard stuff. And at some point, Subsourian may know more than I do. So the way this is working is there's 3 tiers of questions, easy, medium, and hard. And really, they're brutal +7, brutal +8, and brutal +9. But Subsourian, if he ever sees something that he disagrees with the answer on, he is allowed to argue with me. And if he convinces me that I am wrong, he still gets the point. And the only reason...
Worry, there's things on my own wiki I disagree with, so I can definitely argue.
It's going to be good. So, yeah, I think that... I don't remember if there's anything else that I'm supposed to clarify before all of this begins. I don't think it matters. Mostly we're here to have fun, have some good banter, and showcase Subsourian's awesome skill. So let's jump into question number 2. Which Terran infantry unit is statistically least likely to be some form of criminal?
Technically, I know you wanted me to say the Marauder on this one. It is technically actually the Ghost. But Marauder is the one where it's 32%. Only 32% have been convicted of murder, 47% have been convicted of a crime. Ghosts get kidnapped at an early age, so they can't commit crimes.
Wait, you can't commit crimes if you get kidnapped?
If you're a baby.
They're still people, though. Once they...
I mean, they are, but I mean, how many crimes did you commit as a baby?
Probably a lot. So I disagree. I think the answer is the medic.
Oh, I still say Ghost because...
You think that, like, Dominion's... How many Kelmoran crimes do you think ghosts commit? How many...
no one cares about the Kelmorian combo.
Umojan crimes. So we're not here to just have easy trivia, Subsourian. I am here to trick you because that is how this... You're going to have to think
But there are plenty of medics who are still criminals, especially in the Terran Dominion. Now, they tend to be more specialized. They're a branch of the Navy. It's harder to resock them. But, I mean, if we go into the Heavens Devils, the medic of that whole squad was a drug-addicted, like, person who was put in the slum and brought out regularly to spy on, essentially. There's a lot of criminal medics.
Right, but I would argue that by the nature of being a special operative, a ghost is committing more crimes throughout all of Terran space than medics are on average.
Except they're being ordered by the government to do it, so it's not a crime.
But it's crimes for the other countries. Like,
yes, but then again, you could argue the medic is participating in many Marine-based war crimes, too. Also, if we get deep into it, there's a lot of like breaking the Hippocratic Oath the medic does. In fact, there's one of the text in the medevac is talking about a medic who killed a bunch of Marines Maria Thanalis killed a bunch of Marines for calling her medevac a heel bus, and so she gets resocialized. Like, medics aren't good people either. I'm talking like convicted in court for crimes. So
Yep. Okay, I'll give you the point then.
yeah,
I've been convinced. Let's go to question number 3. There's about 25 questions, by the way, guys. I didn't actually count, and the score, it goes up to an arbitrary total. I wanted to have it out of 100, but then I kept like changing and pruning and cutting questions. So now it's just, I don't know, we'll put the final score up on the end in post. It'll be great. Or he'll just have 100% and we'll know how much it goes to.
let's see.
Question number 3. In the canceled StarCraft Ghost game, this character was going to be the leader of Nova Squadron.
Ah, I see what you're gonna do here. No, so boy, do I have a rant on this. Jackson Haller is supposed to be the leader of Nova Squadron. He is the leader of Nova Squadron in the StarCraft manual. For whatever reason, they just arbitrarily made his squadron Omega Squadron, which has nothing to do with ghosts. It had nothing to do with how they set him up, but they just randomly changed it to Omega Squadron, which had a leader, Gregory Reichson. And I expect it's because they didn't want Nova to star in a game where she fights Nova Squadron, but also just rename Nova then. So, I mean, the answer is in Ghost, there was no Nova Squadron. In the canonized version, which is StarCraft Ghost Spectres, they did fix it, and they only mentioned Nova Squadron once, but they're like, fine, it's Nova Squadron. But it's Jackson Haller. It just not for Nova Squadron.
So your final answer is Jackson Haller?
But not for Nova Squadron, for Omega Squadron.
So from what I understand, is that his name is also Cole Bennett.
It is. And that did not come in StarCraft Ghost. That came in StarCraft Ghost Spectres. But neither name is actually real. Just to clarify, Cole Bennett is the identity he took when he first infiltrated Shadowblade, and he took that when he was being the general too. So both names are equally valid.
I'm like really trying to research this. It's like, it's not StarCraft Ghost, it's StarCraft Ghost Spectre. It's like, no, damn, I'm trying to be clever here. And you're just like, yeah.
Oh no, Ghost is not one you can stump me on. I've done too much obsessive research on that.
See, this is why I made the funny backgrounds, is so that people will be on my side even when I'm wrong about things.
Yeah, both names are equally correct because they're both equally probably not his real name.
They
never actually say his real name.
You scored the point. Easy peasy.
Yay.
Well done. He's beautiful, isn't he?
Oh yes, no, definitely.
Cole Bennett.
And he gets in the Ghosts. The leaked version came out, and he's got this giant, like, it's supposed to be infested, but he just looks like the Hulk form that was supposed to be the final boss. They've never explained what that is, but we have a model for it.
Beautiful. Oh man, I wish we could see what that game was like more. It seems like a trip.
The gameplay looked pretty fun, but the story, be glad you got the Spectres you did. The story was not great.
Yeah, we got lucky with Tosh. He won.
Tosh is much better than Haller.
Okay, question number 4. I'm feeling like I'm not doing a great job. As I said, this is the easy question, so we'll hopefully.
I've been told this ramps up, so let's see.
Who's this?
That is Braylick. I think, yeah.
This is actually the guy. I was doing something on the Hyperion thing, and I just saw this guy walk by. I'm like, who is this guy? You know what? I'm just going to make a quiz for Subsourian because I just don't know who this is. And I figure maybe he doesn't.
He's got no real role. His one thing of note is in Nova Covert Ops, if you look at the crew, every single one of them is a clone of Braylick with the rangefinder Oculus on their head. Every single one of them.
Dude, I've prepared so much extra trivia for this, and the fact that every single piece of extra trivia you nail before I get to say it is so impressive. Like, I cannot begin to... I know it's probably because you wrote the wiki page that I read, but my goodness, I'm feeling a bit dumbfounded. Let's do question number 5.
Let's see. I'm sure I'm going to get some of these wrong.
If the roach strains of Zerg didn't appear until StarCraft 2, why are the primal roaches on Xeris?
Well, it's because it's because you're there for a week and they immediately assimilate the Hydralisks and roaches and Mutalisks and somehow Guardians. That is yet to be explained because Guardians are from the Daenerys sector. So yeah, Abathur got mad about it. But as the lore channel on your Discord will know from my many rants, I do not know why there are guardians there. And the real reason is so they had a lot more plans for Xeris, and then Zervan alone took a whole month of development time, and they ran out of time to make more primals. The real reason was just it was the Wings of Liberty meta forcing Heart of the Swarm to not be delayed. So
It is very weird that they didn't get some Diablo 3 bucks for that Zervan development, because that was definitely copy pasted over there then.
yes. Yeah, the model was impressive, but yeah, it was just the Belial fight.
Oh man. Okay, perfect. I just wanted to put evil eyebrows on Abathur.
It's perfect. I love it.
Beautiful. The Second Great War refers to the events from the beginning of Wings of Liberty until the end of Heart of the Swarm. How long was the Second Great War within 10%?
It's about 6 months. It's debatable because there's some people don't think that the Stetman logs that say it started in November. If you somehow click on his tanks before you get any information, it has a start date of November, and then it ends around April. So yeah, about 6 months, I'd say.
I put 7, but you were correct, September to April, so that actually does apply. The whole reason I asked this question is, doesn't it feel like that was really short?
Yes, it does.
Like,
yeah,
I remember.
I mean, it's been 4 years since between StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah, like, if we just take a look at everything, that is all of Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm in 7 months, including, how long did it take Kerrigan to get to Xeris?
I mean, they never say they were going to imply it took her like a whole month, but they said that they couldn't really do it, so they just cut it from the game. I mean, it's 60,000 light years, so it needs to take a while. But then again, the UED did it, so
yeah, it just they really speed ran that war.
Yeah, yep. That was a quick one. I mean, it really was just her looking for the keystone, getting de-infested, and then her punching Manx in the face. So I guess when you put it that way, it's not.
Yeah, but when you look at like all the stuff that Raynor's Raider, I'm surprised that Raynor could do all of the Wings of Liberty stuff in 7 months. You know, that's all.
Yeah, I agree. No, it is a short amount of time, and believe they also crammed all of StarCraft 1 and Brood War into essentially 1 year, a little over it. Like it goes a little bit into 24.99, and that I find crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Brood War is
that is insanity. Like, I can understand StarCraft 1 because it is a fairly short story, but then you add Brood War on top of it, and that is so expansive.
Yep.
Yeah. This is another one where I just added because I wanted validation. I looked it up. I'm like, that's stupid.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, and every expansion is 1 year and like takes place in a year. So it's Wings of Liberty 2504, Heart of the Swarm 2505, Legacy of the Void mostly 2506, but there's weirdness with the epilogue.
Is Nova Covert Ops 2507? No, it was a couple years after, wasn't it?
No, it's God, that's its own headache.
Oh no, it's please go, please.
We don't have an answer, but I can dig into that if we end up doing that.
Okay. The Aberration is the towering variant of the infested Terran, but during Wings of Liberty's development... What?
Sorry, I should let you finish the question.
During Wings of Liberty's development, they had a different name. What was it?
Centaur.
Yup, it was the Centaur.
And another... Yeah, the silly guy. And another thing, and you can tell this since it's a relic of their death animation, it was actually seemingly going to be the infested Terran from StarCraft 1 in terms of role, and that it would run up to your base and explode like a baneling. Oh. And you can see that in their death animation because if you kill them with, I think, Marines, their backs like pop and explode as if they were supposed to be explosive pustules.
That's actually really cool. That seems like it'd be super overpowered as an aberration, though.
Yep, but Wings of Liberty hated splash damage, so...
Yeah, well, Legacy of the Void really buffed that one up, so never got to avoid it. Alrighty. These aberration were originally present during the Colonist questline in Wings of Liberty, but later Zagara claims to have invented them. How does the lore justify this discrepancy?
Yep. So here's the fact I always drop on people. These Zagara ones that you spawn from larvae are not technically infested Terrans. Because in the same way that a Zergling you spawn is not an infested Zagash Dune Runner, it's the 3D printed human, like, the genetics of that 3D printed. What Zagara did was she uploaded the aberration data to larvae so that you could just spam them out of a hatchery.
Absolutely correct. She's the one that incorporated them into the swarm because Crapular copyright law is very weak.
Yep, but not infested Terran. I point that out. It's different.
How can the StarCraft 2 community afford to constantly produce so many high-quality mods?
Oh, by your donations to the Twitch Trolls Grant, and if you don't, and there is a specific tier to where you can make Grant go through this quiz or one that I've gone through.
You're right.
Yeah. If you would like to donate and hear my beautiful voice and my righteous judgment when Grant gets something wrong, please donate to Twitch Trolls Grant.
That's right, Subsourian. Twitch Trolls Grant Legacy of the Void is the third edition of an interactive fundraiser that the Giant Grant Games community does to raise money for StarCraft 2 custom campaigns and mods. I'll be playing through a specially modified version of Legacy of the Void where viewers can donate to trigger events that completely upend the gameplay. Previous examples include spawning every shuttle simultaneously on Shoot the Messenger, sending legions of Odins to support Mengska's super elite death battlecruiser on the Reckoning, and having to solve trivia written by Subsourian himself and being punished if I fail. Last time, we raised over $30,000 to help fund modding projects for almost 2 years, and this one is going to be even more epic. Check the dates on your screen for more information. Yeah, I'm sponsoring my own videos now. At least I'm giving you something you might actually want instead of shilling for some garbage VPN, right? Anyway, back to the quiz. Okay, we're done with the easy questions. It is time for medium questions, and that's why I put it in all red. The warm-up is done. I hope you're not... Right. It was too easy. I put it in all red, and I'm like trying to be like, oh, it's going to be super hard. Listen, you at home, you haven't gotten a single question right. I know that, because I sure haven't. He's just too good. But maybe a single medium question can stump him.
I'm hoping... Oh, here we go.
The Heavens Devils is the crew that Tychus rolls with. Which member of the Devils is most skilled with a flamethrower?
Now, which Heavens Devils are we talking about?
We're only talking StarCraft canon.
Yes, we're only talking StarCraft canon, so it's Hank Harnack and not Miles Blaze Lewis, because Miles Blaze Lewis didn't exist.
You are absolutely correct. Hank Harnack is the flamethrower part of the Heavens Devils. I was trying to get you with that one.
No, you will. Yeah, with co-op, I have to be so clear every time I mention co-op. I'm going, not canon. It's not canon. This is not. I was actually kind of bummed, and I even was talking to devs with that. Was like, I kind of wish they'd put more of the Heavens Devil stuff in there, because all these characters have some pretty deep backstory in the book, and it's like, oh, that would have been a cool little reference, but no.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame they just decided to make their own fanfic version when they had it all available.
I said it's not like they didn't bring someone back from the dead to make that commander. So
yeah, and like, look, Hank looks so happy.
Oh, he is a very cheery man. He loves what he does, and he starts as a bully but becomes best friends with Jimmy, also from Shiloh.
Oh, can you imagine a world where Hank Harnack made it into Heroes of the Storm though? Just looking like that.
There was a brief time when everyone was asking for the Firebat hero, and Hank was one of the people kept bringing up of like, oh, they should bring him in. It's like, I don't think. Well, then again, they brought in Rhaegar, who's also a book character, so who knows?
Oh man, I can't believe you got Hank so easy. My trips are never working. We're just gonna have to go to the really hard ones, but we got to get there first. So
let's work our way there. Don't worry, it'll be something really simple and it'll trip me up. Just watch.
Oh yeah, well that's the real goal. Is eventually you overthink it, and then it's a really simple question, and you just fall apart. At the beginning of Heart of the Swarm, the Dominion attacks the facility that Sarah Kerrigan is being kept at. How did they find it?
How did they? I mean, they were just wandering to Emojin space. I don't think they ever say how they find it.
I disagree. Cooper.
No. So Cooper did. Yeah. Well, Cooper, and it's been a big debate. When did Cooper sell? Because no. It's I know it's not Cooper, because Cooper leaves before they get to that facility. He abandons the Raiders at Space Station Prometheus because Valerian's first instinct is to go to Mobius. And Cooper starts selling that at Dead Man's Port. Oh, where are they going? And then they get to Space Station Prometheus, Mink surrounds the facility, Narud betrays them, and Cooper, seeing like, I'm going to get caught in the crossfire, just bails. So Cooper did not know they were going to Umoja. He had abandoned them before they had made that jump.
Who is Cooper? for the
Hooper is the
audience.
bartender in the back. He is a dirty trader. He makes good Mai Tai, though.
Damn it, you got the next question. Okay, here's your 2 points.
I will say I did study the like behind the bar stuff because I didn't know how deep we were gonna go. So I'm like, oh gosh, is he gonna ask about like Z-ROM rum?
I tried to avoid stuff that was that deep because it seems like arbitrary gotchas, you know what I mean? Like I always want to go for the does he understand the lore, not did he do his route memorization of vocabulary type thing for the most part. Maybe I should have gone that way though.
I appreciate that because I was worried we would hit that.
This is insane. Like chat, can chat just tell me, just put yeses in the chat to tell me that this is insane because I'm having a bit of a meltdown here. I worked hard to come up with hard questions. He's so good. This is amazing. You are the Cyril of lore. It is ridiculous.
I mean, I did also write a lot of this, so it's stuck in my head.
It is true. For people in the chat or people in the YouTube, if you have ever heard before that the best way to remember something is writing it down, this man is proof of it.
It is. No, the whole reason I got it, like, decided, I can be obsessed with this, is I wrote the wiki articles for all the short stories, and I'm like, oh, actually, this is sticking in my head. I'll just do I'll just do what else is out there.
I don't know what question is next, but I hope I can finally get a point. Oh, yes. The Protoss lived for a very long time. Which of these Protoss characters would currently be alive in 2024?
Ooh, I will know this one.
Artanis?
Nope. Artosis. Yes, Aldaris.
Tassadar? Phoenix?
Not Tassadar.
And Zeratul.
Yeah. Birthmarks. No, Aldaris and Zeratul. Phoenix is 397 at the start of StarCraft 1. Tassadar is 367. And Artanis... Wait, hold on. Actually, wait. Let me do math. I'm bad at math. I'm realizing now that Phoenix might be alive just by virtue of...
Come on, math.
Yeah. Hold on.
So I guess I should just ask right here. Are your answers for this question Zeratul and Aldaris?
There are the ones that are for sure, yes. Zeratul and Aldaris.
Okay. And then you are still contemplating?
Yeah, let me think for a second, because 300... No, I think it's right. Go ahead. I'm afraid I might have gotten it wrong, but I blame math and not lore for this. Yes,
you're absolutely correct.
Zeratul was born when Abraham Lincoln died.
Yep, it is absolutely true. He's the reincarnated spirit of Abraham Lincoln. And Aldaris was born in 1759. He's an old boy.
Old boy.
Now, unfortunately, you kind of already got the answer, but I was going to ask for the remaining 3, what order would they be born?
Oh, yeah, it's Artanis is 262 at the start of Brood War. I should clarify. He's Tassadar is 300 and I just said it's 67. And what was it? Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix is 397. So, yeah, that's the order.
You mean the reverse, right? Like you gave the right answer, but then you gave them in reverse order. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oh, I guess what order they were born. Yeah. I'm sorry. I was going lowest to highest. It should be Phoenix, Tassadar, and Artanis.
Yes, you are absolutely correct.
Artanis is like if a little 20-year-old became president.
Man, how do you know the numbers? It's incredible.
I've spent a lot of time doing this.
I'm so flippin' impressed, dude. Like, I am blown away. This is so cool. In the 2009 StarCraft board game, they got a mini expansion. Or in the StarCraft board game in 2009, they got a mini expansion featuring a single planet. What planet was it, and which StarCraft mission is played on it?
Typhon and Supernova. I know this because I spent a lot of time trying to get this because it's very expensive for a piece of cardboard.
Particularly a piece of cardboard that's set on fire because it's on Supernova.
Exactly, yeah.
Terrible choice.
Yep. I mean, and that was the introduction because this came out before StarCraft 2. So they were
I should have gotten you for not doing the number. Oh, I'm a nerd.
Oh,
It's Typhon Xe, everyone's favorite number.
Yes, you're right. But hey, Blizzard doesn't put the numbers in for a lot of them. I'm not either.
Fair enough. Of the 147 StarCraft missions, 146 take place at specific named locations. Which single mission is just really vague about its location?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, so okay, there's expanded stuff that goes into some locations. Like I assume you're not talking about Phaeton with Rendezvous, right?
Correct.
Okay. Really vague about its location. XT3 is the Moja arc. It's the Dark Moon and Dark Origin, right?
You are absolutely correct. Unidentified Dark Moon can't get him.
I had to write. Yeah, we wrote an article called Dark Moon, so it's like, oh, it's just the Dark Moon. I guess technically, and I'll correct myself on this. Distant Shadowed World and In Utter Darkness is also technically not a known location, even if in the editor it says it is Ulnar, but it's clearly not. So, but it is the first mention of Ulnar.
It could be, I don't know, a moon orbiting Ulnar. Ulnar's big, right?
Could be.
Yeah, who knows?
But in reality, if you see the concept art, they had planned Ulnar to be terrestrial before they changed it. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Jim Raynor's home planet of Shiloh was famous for the Shiloh russet, this kind of plant.
Potato?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's an apple.
It's an apple. Yep, you got me.
You got russeted, bro.
I did, and I even remember the scene it's from, where Jim's mom is like on the verge of death and cooking in the kitchen in Devil's Due. Yep, you got me on that one.
Why is that the only one that could get him? It's honestly, you probably would have got it if you didn't answer so fast. The whole reason I put it in is because I associate russet with potato as well.
That was it. Yeah, you're right. No, I'll take that L fair and square.
What's your favorite StarCraft mission and why?
Ooh, what is my favorite StarCraft mission?
Yeah, this is just me being curious.
Oh no, I'm worried.
No, it never gonna trust me. It's fine.
It's fine. Trust me. I guess it's because I'm really nostalgic for it. I really liked Patriot's Blood because as a kid I could do that first section really well, and it's got a cool dramatic little like thing with Stukov. I love Stukov. I have a Stukov tattoo. I think it's probably Patriot's Blood.
Yeah, for people in the audience, Patriot's Blood is the second to last mission in the UED campaign of StarCraft 1, where you go into the installation, assassinate Stukov, and then realize that Duran has betrayed you, and then try to do the thing, right?
Yep. And I think a close second, I'll just pick one from each game. I really like Shatter the Sky, because it was like the one real macro mission you get in StarCraft 2.
Oh, that's interesting that one of your answers is a lore heavy answer and the other one is a mechanics answer.
Yep. I mean, that I like them for different reasons. So.
Yeah, that makes me happy. That's good responses. Even though, or do you? I guess we can just do this one for fun. Do you know what the community's favorite mission is? Because I did some polling on this for a while. 0
Hour, for sure. No, you don't know. I haven't. I'm used to hearing what the lore-wise favorite missions are, and not the gameplay. So I'm curious. What is it?
So the number 3 favorite mission is Brothers in Arms from Legacy of the Void.
Yes, that's a good one.
That is the one where there's 2 lanes. The stuns from the hybrid or from the Keystone are disrupting your allies. You need to defend them, and then you push down the lanes with them. Very cinematic, very cool. People love that. Then number 2 is Enemy Within from Heart of the Swarm, where you breach the Protoss shuttle and you infest it. People really like the cinematic aspect of it, the feeling of growing as a tiny swarm and just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and overwhelming the shuttle. And then by far and away, the number 1 mission is All In.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. there's a lot of I like All In. Don't get me wrong. I think it's the best last mission. Though I like Countdown probably a little. No, I think Omega is probably my favorite. If we talk the whole series, All In has a couple gotchas where I'm like, I always view it as if I went through the first time. I see the Leviathan as a bit too much of a gotcha.
Fair enough, but it's so.
But I do love it.
It seems that the average viewer really likes the cinematic aspect. You know what I mean? Because all three of those missions have the big cinematic aspect to them.
Just like Amon's Fall.
Please. No, how dare you swear in this? We're a family-friendly stream. You don't say his name here. You will notice that he has never come up in my questions.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Good, because the Solnaga stuff is like, we don't know. It could be this.
I think it was best when we didn't know. Like, you know,
yeah.
The more we knew, the less happy we were. It's like seeing the monster in a horror film.
And the one thing we wanted to know, we didn't get, which was their ships, and I'm so mad about that. Well, we'll get to that another time.
I would love to. Okay, hard questions. Let's do this.
Alrighty, let's do this. All that for a drop of blood.
In the UED victory report at the end of episode 5 of the original StarCraft, we see a UED calendar, and they don't use our years. What year is it for the UED? You can be within 50 years.
Oh gosh, I do know this. So to go on a small tangent of this, the years are kind of completely bad, like just crazy. If you look at Stukov's death date, it's the same year. He died. He's born and dies in the same year, but he's born before he dies, so he's negative 2 months old. So that's why people are like, I don't think these years are real.
But the real question is, when he was a negative age baby, how many crimes did he commit?
That's true. Yes. I remember. So okay, I remember it's before the fall of the creation of the UPL, which is why it makes no sense as a zero date. I'm going to say, I think it was sometime in the 1700s. I'm going to say like 820.
872.
Oh, okay.
Technically, you were 52 off, but I feel like I should give it to you.
Okay.
Like, chat, what do you say? Yes or no? Should we give it to him?
I mean, I did. Yeah, I did miss I remember the broad strokes in that it was sometime in the 16th, 17th, 18th century is of like, because we tried to map out like what could possibly make that the zero date, and it's nothing.
Yeah, it was 1628. What happened?
2299. 2299 should be the UED zero date. I will die on that hill.
Yeah, the chat overwhelmingly wants you to have it, so you get the points.
Thank you, chat. I love you.
I'm gonna be so sad when the Shiloh Russet is the only win we got here.
Yeah. We'll see.
I thought that we're close to done, but I thought that the Protoss Ages was going to get you, honestly. I thought that was going to be so many numbers, it'd be hard to keep track, but you just nailed it so good. Okay.
Yeah, let's see. The hard ones could...
Who voices the medic in StarCraft Brood War?
No, I'm the wrong person to ask for this, because I have gone down this rabbit hole, and there's no clear... So it's not Kerrigan's voice actress, Glennis Campbell. I think that's her name. Yeah, I know it's Campbell's her last name, but she insists that she did the medic. And she's like, I can't play StarCraft because I hear myself die every time. And then the cinematic director's wife, and boy, I do not remember her name now. But she did the adjutant, and the cinematic director. Yeah, Tiffany Hayes has said, no, my wife did it. I know my wife did it. Now, we have compared it side by side, and I am pretty sure it's Tiffany Hayes, but both sides still insist that they did it. So I think it's Tiffany Hayes. But also, my friend and I had to interview, like, reached out to Jason Hayes, that's his name, and like, so who did this? And he's like, I know, it's my wife. And then other people are like, no, it's Glenn Stockenhamble.
It's chat, can you just make me feel good? I tried really hard with these questions, right? They're good questions.
If you really wanted to get me mad, ask who did Stukov in Brood War.
Who did Stukov in Brood War?
Who knows? They didn't credit anyone specifically by role, and IMDb for years said the Durand voice actor had done Stukov, and everyone just assumed that was true. And then we finally got the Durand voice actor to come in, and he's like, "Oh no, I did Durand. I don't know who did Stukov." And everyone we've asked, like, we even asked Jason Hayes about this. And he's like, "I don't know who did Stukov. It was so long ago." So we just don't know who did Stukov.
Oh my goodness. You are incredible, dude. This is so fantastic.
I'm glad I can entertain.
Okay, here it gets hard. At the beginning of Heart of the Swarm, Kerrigan is taken to an Emojan facility where the mission's lab rat and Back in the Saddle take place. What planet is this facility on?
Remote planetoid XT39323.
38323! Wait, I think...
Wait a second. No, I don't think that's right.
No, did I type it wrong? No!
I think you typed it wrong, Grant. Hold on. Let me Wayback Machine this.
How does he do it?
Nope, 39323. I got that right.
No. Okay, I lose a point because I typed it wrong when making.
I get that russet. I get those russet apples back.
You got your russet bucks. How do Protoss reproduce?
Hold on 1 second. Okay, unmuted. Yeah, we don't know. We know there's two sexual, we know there's two genders. So there in Ghost, there was going to be a Protoss hatchery in the concept art on the planet of Asherak, and it was going to be an underwater hatchery with a bunch of eggs. And hold on, I lost my screen. I think my screaming into a pillow made me lose my stream.
This is the edge we need. It's like when the GSL booth fell on Gumiho.
But yeah, so the answer is Blizzard has dodged this question every single time. It is the most asked question to me. I have apparently been forced to think of Protoss reproduction more than human reproduction. Please stop asking me. I'm begging you.
But what's the real answer? How do Protoss reproduce?
I mean, according to your chat with your mother. That's according to, yeah. I think your chat's probably spamming that at this point because it is a command on your server.
You are absolutely, positively correct. Subsourian, I'm going to have to try harder next time. That was exquisite. That was so overwhelmingly impressive. I was terrified I was going to create a quiz that would end up being unwatchable because no one would be able to get any of the questions ever. And
I'm happy. I'm happy I was able to do it because I was really scanning through like, oh gosh, what's this? Let me check my obscure comics. Like, let me reach down to show you what I'm like. What if he asked from the obscure Korean model kit that came out like for 2 years, which by the way has the specs of the CMC 200A that the UED use, and I'm like, oh, I got to memorize this because Grant's clearly going to get me on this one.
I was too afraid to go that deep, but now I know for next time I'm going to have to because obviously I need my revengeance here. This was too good. It's going
to be 20 questions about apples. I just know it.
Oh, you're getting Shiloh rusted. How much damage does a disruptor do?
God, yeah.
I know. He doesn't know gameplay.
I had told everyone, like, the second he asked me any number, I'm gonna just be like, yeah, I don't know. I don't build disruptors. They're not in campaign, and I barely build them in co-op.
You should have been like, do you want the Phoenix disruptor? Do you want the Zeratul disruptor?
They do in Evolution I think a 3-kilometer explosion, and it's written from the old disruptor. I don't know if you remember the Wings of a Legacy, the Void Beta.
Oh yeah,
they had to run at you and were invincible and then would blow up. So it's like written from that style, even though canonically they wrote out the Legacy, the Void Beta disruptor.
That was a cool unit. Should have stayed in the game in some way.
Yeah, better than what we got.
Subsourian, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
There was no way to lose this, but you absolutely won. And I think we all did, being able to see this absolutely positively insane performance. Like, you're on the next level. I really, really appreciated seeing you crush this so hard, and yeah, I just appreciate you coming here and doing this.
No, happy to help, and happy you're doing this summer thing for the map makers. And yeah, look, if and you and Chad, if you wanna subject Grant to this, I've got harder ones prepared for him. Donate to Twitch Trolls Grant and buy Orca a new boat. No, but yeah, get the map makers all what they deserve, and keep this community going.
Thank you so much. We're going to be signing off with Subsourian right now. Chat, say bye to Subsourian and say thank you.
Bye, chat.
There's a stream delay, so they're typing. They're doing their best.
Oh.
You got to keep waving, otherwise they'll never know. There we go. Perfect. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.